What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
What's shaking, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course, man.
Yeah, man. But before we get into it, shout out to today's sponsor, which is NordVPN. For those of you that do not know, NordVPN is a virtual private network, and it actually allows you to access pretty much the internet or various different content securely. It could be Spotify, it could be Pandora, even Netflix. That happened to me in Mexico, by the way. I couldn't even access my Netflix account because, well, I could access it, but I couldn't access the content because I wasn't at home.
For those of you who are on our Patreon channel, DAD, sleeping my day away. Disneyland After Dark. Man.
Yeah.
We got a few subs, man, from Sweden, Norway, and Denmark that don't have access to that video, man. It looks like it was geo-blocked. If you have a VPN, problem solved, and just go ahead and slide underneath that fence, man. This is the back door. This is us leaving the back door open for you, man. Also, guys, NordVPN, man, I mean, it offers lightning fast speed, military-grade encryption, strict no logs policy. You can connect up to 6 devices with a single account. 24/7 customer service. And last but not least, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So shout out to NordVPN once again, man. We've been using it for about a couple weeks now, man. So far, so good. We like it, man. So we highly recommend that you guys use NordVPN, but use our link, which is LIV Nord 73. That 73 stands for 73% off the 2-year plan. So big deal. And you also get 1 month for free as well. So check it out, guys. The information, again, is in the description below. So that way you can access the internet securely. You know, it's only a couple bands, now I won't say a couple, more than a couple, but it's only a few bands here on Lost in Vegas, man, that it's kind of like a thing. It's kind of like special to us, man. We've had like legendary reactions to listening to these songs. And, you know, we have a few, those who've been with us for a while know who those bands are. But Alice in Chains is legendary. Yeah, it's like fine wine, baby.
Love Alice in Chains.
So big shout out to everybody that voted on the Patreon poll. And I think that was the 90s poll, 1990s poll. And Ozzy actually won that poll. And then Alice in Chains came in at a close second. I think 958 was Ozzy No More Tears. And then Bleed the Freak came in at 907. So that was super close, dude.
Super close. We skipped over this one and we did White Zombie, More Human Than Human, because we wanted to do a little something different. You know what I mean? For everybody that's following us on Patreon. If you're not, follow us on Patreon. And we skipped over this one because we've been, you know, we've done a lot of Alice in Chains, but we were always going to do it.
But before we get into it, man, shout out to everybody that's been helping us with Deaf to Radio, our website, and following us on Instagram, Deaf to Radio, DEAF, the number 2 radio. We changed it from Lost in Vegas to Deaf to Radio.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody, man. You know who you are. Alex, Debbie, man, Dana, you know, everybody just that's been helping us. It's still in beta, the website, you know, so.
Still working it out.
Yeah, we still working.
A lot of kinks to iron out, but we appreciate the people that have been supporting the site.
And for those of you that don't know, that's for up-and-coming artists and people that want to support up-and-coming artists. Yes. So if you want to listen to music, we have a rating system on there. You can rate different songs, all different genres. So if you are an artist, go to Deaf to Radio.
Or if you're someone that just complains about the state of music being trash and then, you know, no one cares about music anymore, then how about you guys, you know, possibly support a platform that is trying to do that? We're trying to go back to basics, the fundamentals, man. It's called Deaf to Radio, man. We're tired of the trends. Nothing, no, this isn't an indictment against radio, but it gets a little trendy, gets a little old, man. Let's get back to the people who are trying to be innovative, you know, that's trying to just be great at their craft, man. That's what we want the site to be about. So definitely that information will be in the description, our Instagram, and our website.
Let me straighten out my hat. Let me get ready.
Let's get to it, man.
Let's get it, man. You know, Alice in Chains, Bleed the Freak.
Before Lane gets crazy, I'm assuming, because we know Lane does Lane. The way the bass in these chords sound right now, and just the way shout out to Jerry Cantrell, man. I know he's like a big, he's the big time architect of what Alice in Chains did. This shit just sounds great.
It does.
These chords, the bass, the guitar work.
Man, yeah, it's beautiful the way it sounds, and he hasn't even started singing yet. The song hasn't even really started yet, right? It's just the way it comes in.
Beautiful.
Down to the beat.
How you all would bleed for me when the pig runs slower. Let the arrow fly when the city lies bolder. I'll pluck out thine eyes.
That chorus.
The way they come out of that, boy.
I love the chorus.
Yeah, man.
This is just Lane in his bag.
It
man.
is.
He's
It
just
is,
in his
man.
bag.
The way I think we both had the same reaction as soon as he came out of that the first verse there. It just brings the song together, man. And we talk about this all the time, man. About choruses being transcendent and catchy. I think Lane's voice, he just has a knack for cadences in the way he sings
Yes.
and delivers that chorus. It
Yes.
just brings the song alive, man.
Yes.
Think about that, man. If you take that away and they stayed in the groove that they're in this first verse, it's cool. It's cool. But when they come out of that and get into, we haven't even gotten to halfway through the song. But coming out of that, going back into that chorus, that is just that's magical. The way that they're able to transition into that, and he's able to belt those notes out. That's a bad boy right there.
Name your God and bleed the fridge. I'd like to say how you all would bleed for me when the pig runs slower. Let the arrow fly when the city lies low. I'll pluck out thine eyes.
Coming out of that.
Name your God and bleed the fridge. I'd like to say how you all would bleed for me if you scorn my love.
This shit is hard.
Yeah.
This shit is hard. Hard. Playlist. I don't need to hear no more. Playlist. That's it. The chorus alone. Just put that shit on repeat in this playlist.
I agree, man. Just the way Lane is able to bring this song to life is amazing. And that's not to take away from anybody else. The bassist, Mike Starr, Sean Kinney, the drumming. That drumming breakdown.
Oh, it's some slick shit in there.
In the middle of that verse and transitioning into that different groove in the verse. Hard, man. But I have to go back to how Lane is singing this chorus, man.
And that's what I want to say, Ryan. Like, look,
It's
man. Look. I know that we want everyone to get a trophy, okay? But sometimes if you want a reaction, my reaction is that's what's grabbing me the most out of this song. The song started crazy. Even when we first stopped the video, we said the bass line with Mike Starr and just the way those chords sounded. Salute to Jerry Cantrell. The song overall is great. But the pure reaction is that chorus for me is out of here.
Yeah.
I love the chorus. Now, as the song goes on, I feel like we'll start to really get into other things. But right at this point, the chorus is just so it's just so dynamic. It's beautiful. It's gritty, and it's funny. Like, you use the word catchy, and catchy is interesting because it's usually associated with just something that seems formulaic or generic or whatever. That's instinctively, because it's programmed into your brain, you're probably gonna catch. This is not that. This is catchy in that it just sounds really good and it catches your attention. It catches your ear. It's just, and he's got such a rawness with his voice, man. And it's just, we love it. You know what I'm saying? So that's in addition to everything else. The bass in this is great. And just the guitar work is excellent. I mean, all of it makes Alice in Chains great, but that initial reaction is like, man, that chorus is the soaring choruses that Lane and the soaring gritty choruses.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? It's just nasty.
Name your God and bleed the fridge. I'd like to say how you all would bleed for me if you scorn my lover. Satan got your thigh. If you stealing hunger, I will kick you when you choose them for me.
One more time. One more time. I just want to point out one thing, man, that this shit gets better and better each time we pause it and I listen to it. I'm like, yeah. And I know I probably sound like a broken record talking about the chorus again, but as Lane is finishing out that verse, he's going right into the chorus. And I love the way those two things sound together.
Hard.
It doesn't sound like it's overlapping, even though it is overlapping, but it's not, no one is taking over the other. So I know that kind of sounds, is that clear? Hopefully when we start playing it, because I'm going to try to get it right back where he's coming out of the verse going into the chorus, so you can kind of hear how those two, how the verse is overlapping the chorus, but it still sounds great.
One thing I want to point out though, man, is I'm starting to realize, man, if you ain't got chugging riffs in your arsenal, if you don't got that bump, 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 if you don't have chugging riffs in your arsenal, I don't know if that's the step back equivalent in basketball. I don't know what that is. If you don't got those chugging riffs in your arsenal, that sound, and we've mentioned this time and time again, it adds so much depth to how the fucking shit is, just rawness to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the heaviness to it. Bump, bump, bump. Zach Wild. Anything from Metallica. You know what I'm saying? Metallica shit, the Metal Church. There's something about that, man, that chugging, those chugging riff sounds that is just nasty. So salute to Jerry Cantrell, man, with them chugging ass riffs, bro. Everybody, man, get you some chugging riffs, man, in your arsenal.
Chugging.
Because I don't hear that as much these days. I don't hear the chug. I don't want the chug back.
I will kick you when you
Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. The way they layered that shit.
I'd like to say how you all would
Damn, don't be over yet. Yeah, that's beautiful. They just got it, man. They just got it. Yeah, this is nasty, dude. Yeah, man, the way they slow this shit down.
That boy Jerry, though. The bass, everything, guys. Everything.
This slowdown, though.
Yeah, it was nasty.
And I know it's probably not called a slowdown and shit.
Yeah.
But
Boy, they know.
the way that this transitioned into this slowed down version of this beat or groove, this is nasty, man. The way that even Lane, when he was like, he belted out that note and just boom, ding, ding, bam. Yeah,
You know, it's just,
yes.
it's just sexy to me.
Yeah,
too.
it's just
something
off
about
the
the way he's
chain.
playing the shit sexy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
the way
why I
he's
like
playing.
I just like cool shit. That's all. That's the bottom line. If I don't like it, it ain't cool. I'm just joking, guys. Don't go crazy, man. But it just has a coolness to it.
Slick.
Yeah. It's super playlist.
I really need to study tones of guitars and chords and what octave or what range or what chord or whatever is in. Because Ryan, you had mentioned this before in another video. You're like, yo, in a couple songs, you're like, if I could play, I think it was in the was it Wasted Temptation, and what song that we recently did?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember which one.
I think it was like Wasted Temptation was the song that we did, and it's on Patreon. And you were like, like I don't need the shit to be complicated. If I could play it, it would be just like this. I don't need to be the savant of guitars. And if I could pick out a tone and a certain sound in chord progressions that I love, that I just would love to play and would be probably my style. If I were to play, it would sound like this. And it's similar. I'm not saying that this is the same. It's not the same. What I'm about to say. When I think of Tool Numa, and when I think of these chords at the beginning of this song, there's something really grungy about these chords. It's a certain grunge and feel these chords that are kind of similar. It's not the same.
I hear you. Yep.
And it's been like that in other songs, man. And every time I hear it, it is an instant
just does something
feeling.
for you.
It does something to me. It's just like, this is just so
I hear you.
nasty. And when they switched it, right? They transitioned into this section here, man, and they slowed it down and brought those chords back.
Yeah.
And then we hear Jerry just going off with the sexy solo. These chords being a backdrop for him going off on that solo it just took it to a completely different level, man.
It's just nasty.
Tell me what chord is this in? Like I remember a video we did, and I'm pretty sure it was a Van Halen video, and it was maybe a note or a string of notes that wasn't complicated. And I was just like, yeah, man, that to me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I could play that, but it sounds really good or some shit like that. And it wasn't really complex, but it sounded really good. And someone was like, yeah, I mean, it isn't that complex, but good luck trying to make it sound the same as Eddie Van Halen did. He created this sort of brown sound, I believe is what it was called. And I don't know if that's how it is with bands, because I feel like this is a slam dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain chords are just a slam fucking dunk. Like, why doesn't everybody just do this shit? No, I'm sorry. Give me some feedback on this, guys. Do bands struggle with tone tuning or having a certain tone?
That's a good question.
Set with the guitar, setting up the guitar to sound a certain way.
Right.
Because I guess you can give anyone a song, you know, a booklet of a song or a notes to a song, but can they make it sound the same in how the tone comes off? Curious, because that tone, and I know I'm running this shit into the ground, that tone is just nasty.
It is, though.
And these chords, come on, man.
I'd like to say how you all would bleed
Yeah, big body on this though.
Feel like I got something to ask right here. This is just
You got to put the mic around your face. Shout out to Mike Starr, man.
Man, that is nasty.
That's some Mike Starr, bro.
Yeah, that breakdown was funny.
Name your God and lead the freight. I'd like to say how you all would bleed for me. Please stand for me. Name your God and lead the freight. I'd like to say how you all would bleed for me.
Now some change. Jeez. I'm happy that we didn't listen to that album, though. I'm really happy that we didn't just listen to that album. But that's why we stay away from these albums, man. Salute to everybody that voted for that one on the poll, man. I can see why that one banged out. That one,
Go ahead, man. I ain't got shit to say.
me too, I'm done. You want to get something to eat later or something? You know what I'm saying? You know, I was thinking pizza. Ultra playlist. I ain't even never said ultra.
Yeah,
That's going to be played consistently, not just here and there. That is an all the time playing that song. Go ahead.
yes. The way I felt about that breakdown and when they slowed that shit down is the way I feel about Michael Jordan when he won the slam dunk contest with the kiss the rim dunk. That dunk looks cool in regular speed, but when you slow that dunk down, you're like, yeah, it looks
Poetry in motion.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Poetry in motion. And it's just, that's what this reminded me of. When they slowed this down, it was just like, oh, hell no. They really about to slow this shit down on me? That's the way I felt like, oh, you really about to slow this shit down? Damn, this shit is crazy. Like, it just fucked me up. I was like, yeah, this shit is it. That shit is crazy. So I'm done, man.
We need to do like dance reactions and shit too, man. Because it's just funny. I see these dance videos and it's these teams that are like precise. They're like ha 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 ha, ha and they're just very precise. It's very just everything is very tight and precise and takes a lot of skill. But I'm always just like, okay, I get bored with the shit. But the dudes that can slow it down and swag it out and smooth it out and then get precise and break it back in are typically the dancers that I'm like, now that person understands music. They feel the music.
Yeah.
They let the music take over and they're approaching the music differently. And that's kind of what I felt in that, man. Man, we both love that part. But getting into the lyrics, man, before we end it, these stand for me, name your God and bleed the freak. Because that's a crazy title. Because we probably could have just got through this video and never touched the lyrics. But bleed the freak. Bleed the freak. He says, he started the song by saying, my cup runneth over like blood from a stone. These stand for me, name your God and bleed the freak. So some of these references, I'm still trying to, this is going to take some time for me to sit with it.
Yeah.
And I could be way off, guys. This is just first listen, first reaction, because I'm kind of going to scroll down here and it says, all these things you've done for me have left me so fucking tired. I'm not saying that you haven't done a lot of good, but if there's one thing you can do, you can bleed for me, right? So I take that, and then I'm going up top here, and it says, my cup runneth over like blood from a stone. He said, I'm so fucking tired. And then he says, and then he references like blood from a stone. You can't get blood from a stone, right? It's kind of like a term that I know I have. It's difficult to get blood from a stone. I'm in a position where you can't get much of anything else out of me, right? And I'm so fucking tired. I like to see you bleed for me. Now, it seems like there's some sort of religious context in that as well,
right?
Bleed for me. But I like to see you sacrifice for me. I've given my blood, sweat, and tears to this. What can you do for me? Show me that you appreciate me by bleeding for me. And that's just where I'm at. And I don't know if that's just to his fans, where they've just given their all to their fans. And maybe they're just saying, to be quite frank, man, show us, support us, love us. Share our music and embrace us. And maybe that's your sacrifice. That's how you can bleed for us. I don't know.
I like that take though, man. I like that take.
That's all I got.
Because
right
no, I like that take. Because when I read my cup runneth over, it means you have an overabundance of something, right? But like blood from a stone, which you can't do, so you have an overabundance of nothing.
Yes.
That's kind of my initial thought. But I like your interpretation better.
I'm sure I'm wrong, man, but I think the reason where I got fan from just thinking of the fans is because like he's saying, I'm not saying that you haven't done a lot of good, but if there's one thing you can do is bleed for me. So I know you mean well, right? And these demands and wanting us to maybe go to these shows and, and just these expectations you may have of us as artists, but that comes at a cost, it's draining, so what can you do for us? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they're bleeding him.
They're bleeding. Maybe he's the freak and he's being bled. What sacrifices can you make now that I've given my all to this? It says, I like to see how you would all bleed for me. What can you do? So I don't know. I'm making it more of an artist to fan thing. I'm sure it's a few different interpretations, so I could be wrong. But it just, obviously, the writing in this song seems to be about sacrificing being made. And
it's not being reciprocated.
It may not be reciprocated, so I'm taking the song. So give us some feedback on that. I know there's gonna be a lot of feedback in the lyrics in the comments, but that's all for first listen. Don't first time hearing the song. So great song.
Yeah,
Ultra
man.
Playlist for both of us. Salute. This is a reason why this band is a big deal on this channel, man. It's just they just got it to us.
Yeah, they do.
And that's up there, man, with the best songs we've done for it's in that conversation. Salute to everybody that voted for that one. Y'all killed that. Y'all killed that. I can see why y'all were mad that we didn't get. We skipped over this and did the White Zombie.
Yeah.
We got a couple people that were mad.
Like, you gotta get to that.
Like, come on, man.
Bleed the freak.
That's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel. If you're interested, it will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Las Vegas.
We out.